in all the conversations that we have about pro-life, about abortion, about maternal mortality rates, about trad wives, about this gender war, about the dropping birth rate, everything is just broad stroked as if it is just this thing that everyone can do and everyone should just embrace it and it's easy and you figure it out and you owe it to society to make children. Like, get the fuck out of here. I have been around children my entire life. I am not a mother. I have not been pregnant. I know how hard it is to do that because I have eyeballs, because I have the ability to see someone else experience something and be able to apply what that experience would be for my life. I respect those struggles. And that is why I hold it in such a high regard. And it's just, if I could have one wish for the world, it would be that men and women could get pregnant. Because if men and women could be pregnant, we would not be having these conversations. This would not be an issue. If men could get pregnant, you could get an abortion at a drive-thru. If men could get pregnant, the studies that would have been done on giving birth, you could give birth and feel absolutely nothing and recover in 3 days. The advancements that would have been done in the medical field to make childbirth as seamless, as safe, as comfortable, the recovery, all of it as perfect as possible would be light years beyond what we are right now. I think what we need to start working on, lady scientists, is figuring out how to get men pregnant. I think that's my solution. I'm always looking for society solutions, and I think that's what it is. Like, having a child is so hard. Getting pregnant and having a healthy child and healthy mother is so hard. And you can do everything right, and it can still go wrong. You can eat perfect. You can eat all the fruits. You can not have sushi. You can not have the deli meats. You can do everything perfect and it still go wrong. There's so much to it. And then so much after that, once the baby is here. I just wish we would just have the real conversation in the way that I wish we would have real conversations about money, in the way we should have real conversations about marriage and divorce and education and getting old and menopause and perimenopause. Like, we need to have real conversations about motherhood and pregnancy and stop stroking it with this patriarchal trad wife bullshit that it's just this thing you're supposed to do. What about for the women who can't get pregnant? What about for the women who have gotten pregnant and tragically lost their child? What about for the women who have had horrific pregnancy experiences where their body has gone through full-on trauma and they are barely functioning after one child? Stop broad stroking what is an elaborate, scary experience where you're putting your life and body on the line to bring a child into this world.
So yeah, Joy Taylor talking about the expectations of women giving and the dangers of women giving birth and why is it expected out of them. And it's just a lot of misandry here, man. But I say this, she's right. It's right. I think it's hard for people to sympathize when their life ain't on the line. I say that when us men don't have to go through childbirth, hit the link in descriptions on the Patreon. It's hard to sympathize that. It's kind of like, you'll be all right, you'll be cool until, something happen and they not. But then again, got to remember too, the expectations is for us to put our life on the line for our community, our society, and bare minimum, our household. So you got to think about it. If your mother ain't married, your job is you. If, you got a wife and kids, your job is to put your life on the line. But they don't ever see it that way. Women are very narcissistic in their approach, and they only see things that they go through. You got to understand, okay, childbirth, your life go through on the line. And I've heard guys, I remember had a homie, we used to work out together, man. He was a cool dude. He said when his wife gave birth, he had 2 daughters. He said he loved his he said he loved his fucking wife. Watching her give birth, he basically, he ended up marrying her. Like, shit. He said watching her give birth he made her fucking like love her even more. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, for the most part, we think everything is good, but there are a string of a lot of malpractice going on, just to use a kosher word, going on in the medical industry. You really kind of got to keep your ear to the streets in some of these stories. So she's totally in bounds about putting your life on the line or your body on the line to give birth. But, you know, that is our purpose on this planet, is to procreate. That is our purpose. One of our purposes is to procreate. But I wish men can give birth and this, and you know, at the end of the day, it's a dick puller contest. They want to be men. They feel like they're inferior, but they don't understand what it's like to walk, the pressure to provide, the pressure to protect. Like every turning moment, your life's on the line as a man. Like your life's on the line in childbirth. We definitely get it. Your body on the line. But guess what? Our job is to protect and provide. And everybody looking for us to protect and provide. In a basic life or an essential life isn't enough no more. Oh, why y'all can't go on this trip? Or why y'all can't do this? Or why y'all can't do that? Or, you know, you should be taking 3 or 4 vacations a year, and you work, you can't take PTO, or you got a like, that's crazy. An essential life and providing the essentials isn't enough no more. And they expect for a man to pay for everything, even if it means you working 1,000 hours a week. So our health's on the line. A lot of men are so dedicated to their family. Them motherfuckers ain't got 8 hours of sleep in 18 years and on their way to the upper room. So not only, you know, as guys neglecting their health, not only is men, you know, their job is to protect and provide and put their life on the line for you. A lot of guys don't feel like it's reciprocated or appreciated. Most guys is cool with appreciation, the bare minimum. But she's hurt. Now, either she can't have kids. I'm starting to think she can't have kids, and she's a misandrist. And you see why none of her engagement or boyfriends work out. She's a disgrace to her family. I bet you in a group chat, you know, Jason Taylor seemed like a stand-up guy. I guarantee you they tired of her talking. But it's speaking of a person who probably can't give birth. At the end, what about the women who can't give birth? You know, and that's why you have women that build community. That's why we have community. Those are the women that babysit. Those are the women that are Head Start, are teachers, that look out for the kids in the community. Same as the men who can't have kids or don't have kids. They the ones that barbecue. They the ones that give advice. They the ones that look out. We are community. If your kids is chased by a dog, we the one, or somebody trying to traffic your kids. We community. Everybody in the community, when we a community, got a job to do. I remember my grandmother had a lady that lived across the street from her. She taught me how to play the piano. I would go over there for piano lessons. 2 doors down, her neighbor, Miss Burrell, she would have like vacation Bible school in the summertime in her garage. I love that lady like my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Just like my grandmother. Until she passed away. You know what I'm saying? Like just because your children are grown, or your children, or you done, you have a place in community. You have a place in this world. You know what I'm saying? We need you. So if it's true that she probably can't have children, and that's the vibe that I'm getting, don't let your frustration turn into hate. There's definitely a place. We're not saying your sole purpose is to procreate. No, your purpose is your purpose. That's like saying your sole purpose as a man is to go get money. That can't be your purpose. That's a demonic route. When you become a slave to that dollar, when you become a slave to a currency, that's down a demonic route. All money ain't good money. You know what I mean? So, you know, for her to have this hate, our life's on the line all the time. The expectation of somebody grab your girl ass at the bar, expectation is you squabble. And we all know when 2 grown men squabble, it a lot of times it can end in somebody getting hurt or going to the upper room. You know, and that's just the God honest truth. So to keep it a beam, man, this life shit is crazy. It really is. And I feel she feel a certain type of way about it, but it's given that she probably can't have children. You know, and this is horrible advice. Because at one point, a lot of the women, they hit their mid-30s, their 40s, they want children now. They want family. As you should. As you should. it brings out a side of you that you haven't seen. A lot of women say, "Oh, I don't want kids," and then they get pregnant or come, and their mind change. Guys do too, and you see that little version of you that you're responsible for. That's why I see these stories about some of these ball players of recently. I'm not gonna say no names. Paying for the baby mama to go away and not wanting to be in the child's life. I mean, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. It's your responsibility and duty. And I feel like you hear in the Bible, honor thy father and mother, but shit, you got to honor your children too. And we ain't all perfect though. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let me know what y'all think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Or there's just the link in the description on the Patreon. Peace.